This is Dr. Reuben Chen, and welcome to the Vital Signs Podcast. Hi, this is Dr. Reuben Chen. Welcome to another Vital Signs Podcast. I want to welcome you here today live. We're doing it live, so this is pretty awesome. And what I mean by live is in person, since most of my Vital Signs have been through interviewing somebody through like Zoom or something. So this is really awesome. We can do this in person with people. So we have some really special guests. But before we get started, I want to do a shout out to our big sponsor, which is Sunrider International. They make everything happen. Sunrider is an amazing company. It is going on its 40th year of being in operations, and we create the best herbal health food products and cosmetics and skincare products on the market. They are amazing natural products, and they can be used for all ages, old, young, male, female. Everybody is going to have a good time with our Sunrider products. So if you haven't tried them out, check them out at www.sunrider.com. You can check out our products there, or talk with your local independent business owner. They would love to share their experiences with our Sunrider products. So, talking about Sunrider, Sunrider was a company that was founded by my father, Dr. Teifu Chen, and my parents both ran the company for a number of years, and recently have started to step back a little bit, still want to participate, but have slowly given the reins over to the next generation. And so here we have, if you don't know, these are my siblings. So we can go across and introduce each other and what we do with Sunrider. So we'll start here.
So I'm Jonathan Chen, and right now I'm sitting on the board of directors and be able to oversee some of the bigger objectives of Sunrider and be able to help out wherever I can.
And I'm Sunny Butler, and I'm the new CEO of Sunrider. So I still do what my parents tell me to do half the time, but now,
I don't know about that.
Now we get to do our, just move the vision forward a little bit.
Hi, I am Eric Chen. How's it going? No, I'm the chief of manufacturing, so I help oversee the manufacturing, work with R&D, helping us with all of our global supply chain, getting great quality products to all of our IBOs and customers, yeah.
And I'm Wendy Tang, and I'm also now on the board of directors as a board member and supporting their vision.
It's our vision.
Our vision! Contributing to it.
And I'm, my name, Dr. Reuben Chen. I'm on the board of directors as well, and we all coordinate about the direction of Sunrider. So some people don't know what Sunrider is, but Sunrider is a company that's going on its 40th year, like I said before, and we're a family business. Now, there are lots of family businesses out there, but we have been working with each other and our parents for a majority of our adult lives. Mm-hmm. So what is that like?
Well, I think we've been in Sunrider for longer than just our adult lives.
For actually, since we are children, yeah. 40 years.
When we were kids in the summertime, we'd come to the office. We'd do all of our customer service duties, get on the headsets and talk to customers. And then we'd also get ready for our conventions. We were stuffing a lot of envelopes, right? Sorting. We did lots of registration bags. So those were our summers.
Getting the museum ready.
Yeah, getting the museum.
Like the last night. Mm-hmm. Craziness.
And then directing and helping out with the IBOs and
the tours, lots of tours. But yeah, we tour a manufacturing facility, which I think is unique. I don't think a lot of people tour manufacturing facilities, and they don't see what products are being made. And we allow our salespeople to come in and see our facilities and see everything that's being made. So I think that's really special. So they know that we eat everything and we use everything that we make, and everything is totally clean. It's like state-of-the-art manufacturing. But, you know, working in a company business with our family is, like my mom said, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
So these are like red flags that people say, like, oh, don't get into business with a friend, or don't get into business with a family member. And we've been in it, like, not just like a family member, with all of our family members. So what has that experience been like? I mean, working underneath our parents is unique.
I think we get into lots of arguments.
Lots of arguments.
But you just know that you can always make up.
Yep. Oh, I guess, and
Well,
the
it's
number
more like
one
you have
thing
to
is
make
you
up.
can't.
Yeah.
You can yell at each other and be very honest.
You can
because
get
you
emotional.
Can't fire at each other.
Yeah. It's easier to make up and to kind of be like,
Yeah.
okay, well, let's move on to the next thing. I think we've learned not to take it too personally.
Yeah.
I think, you know, we have a large family, so we're used to lots of opinions and lots of different ways of doing things. And so I think that helps with how we are pushing forward with Sunrider, with the new organization, and also still being able to hear everybody's opinion, because everybody likes to share their mind, you know, and that's normal.
Yeah. So there are some benefits. So what kind of advice do you give to people who are thinking, like, I'd like to go to business with my brother or sister or something like that?
I've never thought of that before. I would just say make sure you're both 100% committed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to be the one who's like picking up the slack and like pulling everyone along. You just want to make sure everyone's in it and they want to be there.
I think setting certain boundaries. So, like, if you're saying this is just family time,
Yeah.
just having family time, we're not trying to commingle things, and that's something we've kind of had to learn the hard way.
We've had to learn the
not
really hard way.
commingling everything together.
Yeah, like Sunday family dinners used to be our business time, and now we've literally had to say, okay, this is really just Sunday family dinner.
Let's not talk about work.
Yeah, that's a tough one when you're dealing with family businesses, that when it's family business, family time is also still business. And so being able to separate that could be tough. So what about, so people, when they hear this, are going to it sounds like we have been groomed from a young age to do Sunrider. Is that pretty accurate?
Yep.
Yes?
Yep. All right, we're honest about that. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. So, my parents created a good company. It's helped a lot of people, and they wanted it to last generations. So they have been adamant about helping us take over the reins.
Well, I think we see the value that the company offers, so we've been up close and personal with that, and we've seen IBOs grow and develop.
Sorry.
So I think that's helped us to have their vision as well.
Yeah.
So it's not just we're trying to get into a business that you don't believe in, but it's getting into a business that you've seen really grow and develop and has made a huge impact on people's lives.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good business. That's at least one thing.
I think maybe a point of distinction is also that even though our parents, told us they always wanted us to be in the business, they still let us choose.
Yes.
So
that's true.
we were able to do whatever majors we wanted, or if we wanted to practice law, we could practice law. If we wanted to do other things, we could. But I think we all kind of decided that we wanted to come back because we wanted to, take the vision of Sunrider forward. It wasn't because they forced us to.
Yeah.
My dad, I remember Daddy, he's always super happy. He's like, oh, I'm so happy that you guys all decided to come back, because it wasn't up to him, really.
Yeah. Oh, that's actually a good thing. So we all have also our own professional degrees as well. I think that's probably something that's unique with us, is that our parents allowed us to choose our own profession, I guess, like our profession direction, and then if we wanted to come back and use those skills in Sunrider, we could do that. I mean, I'm a medical doctor. Obviously, it's its own thing. I could be a medical doctor. I still do practice medicine. So, you guys go around and sort of say what your other professional
Oh.
experiences.
Other professional experience, for me has been software engineering, managing software teams, in other countries and other places. So
Yeah, you do programming as well. I mean, at
Yeah.
a high end. So it's
yeah,
not just,
do a lot of software engineering programming and so looking at things, and at least from my point of view, like what I contribute to Sunrider a lot is from my technical expertise and experience from outside and even within Sunrider too. So it's not every company, not every family business does it the same way. Everybody kind of does it, and they do things a little different. And you just have to be very understanding about the differences of different companies. So
yeah.
Oh, I'm a lawyer.
Yeah. Explains a lot. But
No, I mean, yeah, legal training is good. I think it's a good foundation for a lot of different things. I think like maybe half the people I went to law school with aren't actually practicing lawyers right now. They've started businesses.
Really?
Yeah, they've gone to politics. They've done some people are professors. Some, everyone does different things. But I think it was a good training ground.
What do you think the legal training helped train you to do?
Analysis, pulling out pertinent facts, looking at the entire situation so that you can come to the right conclusion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Writing lots.
Writing lots.
Writing a lot.
Reading a lot. Oh, that's the worst. Reading contracts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I definitely
Let's
don't
just say
ever
that's
want
not
to
my forte.
How about you, Eric? What's your experience school situation wise?
Well, it's mostly just, chemistry. I studied chemistry, did OChem. I was in the lab a lot. It's all kind of very dangerous and kind of boring stuff. Well, what can I say? You work with lots of different hazardous chemicals, but what it helped you understand is more foundation, how to read, and how to get to the point of different types of things that people like to talk about. I feel like in school setting, people like to be very wordy.
Yeah.
And you kind of you learn how to sift through things, be able to get to the main point of things and to be able to understand a little bit more about what is fundamentally happening with all of the different chemicals and stuff that we work with.
Yeah. And also, one of the things is that having a scientific background helps you to be able to read scientific papers.
Yep.
That is a big one because scientific papers are designed to be only read by science people.
Mm-hmm.
They're not meant to be read by lay people, which is unfortunate.
Well, we do all our own manufacturing and research and development, so it's good that Eric can help with that too.
Yeah, it's important. Okay, how about you, Wendy?
I'm a recovering attorney.
Yes,
So,
recovering. Why do you
yes.
say it like that?
well, when I worked at a law firm, I think I would say most of them were very unhappy, and this is a happier environment. I think with the legal background, I've always been more of a creative person, and so I think the legal background helped me in terms of being more precise with language. So I learned the importance of being really precise, and then also sometimes I can't say what I want to say, but try to be artful about that. Still legal.
That's true. Oh, yeah. But isn't that like the study of law is be able to say something but not really say it?
No.
That's what it seems like after time. So, okay. So now we are transitioning from a first generation to a second generation business. So, we've been around for 40 years. So we are more of like a legacy business. So we've been around for a number of years, and now we're already transitioning to the second generation. How is that process for us?
It's a heavy lift.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think we have a lot to live up to, a lot of expectations since our parents have built such a big and great company internationally. So it's a lot to take on, I think. But good thing there's 5 of us. Yeah.
One of the things I think, especially for our company, is that people want to make sure that the legacy lives on. So one of the things, obviously, we're talking about being bred for the role, is that our parents definitely gave us all the stories. They talked a lot about the history, Sunrider, why it was here, the importance of the products and the philosophies that are built into it, so that they knew that we would be able to continue that part forward. I think that's probably one of the biggest things, is to keep that legacy moving forward.
Well, I mean, we lived it, we breathed it. I mean,
We breathed it. we made the products in our home. We were inhaling a lot of different products there.
For tasting.
Tasting it, trying
Testing.
out. Yeah.
And it's not just that, I mean, with the people too. I mean,
Yeah.
we had the product aspect, but then we had also, well, it's like something you talked about earlier. We spent our childhood with the IBOs and going out with them to meetings, on trips, and be able to get to know their needs, their wants, and what it is that makes Sunrider tick. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think any of us we're never going to replicate our parents. I mean, my father is a very charismatic and creative person, and none of us can, be him, but we can be ourselves and carry on his legacy. And also my mom, I mean, she's so brilliant and wise, and so they've just given us, and we're just going to take the best from them and try to move forward with that.
So how are we going to do that? How is it that a second generation, because this is a thing, sometimes people do get in their mind that they feel like, well, especially since we're their children, we'll be able to literally imbue that sense into them, but we're not exactly our parents.
Well, I think part of it is we're not, what we're looking to do with the five of us is not really just live up to, but we want to take Sunrider to that next level. So I think part of it is we've lived it, we've learned from it, and we have that history. But that's what he was saying, is we're not our parents, but we have things that we do have. We're younger, we have, we're more in tune with what is going on with young people today, and what they're looking for. And I think part of that is we're trying to introduce that excitement, that ability to do stuff online, and to be able to connect with people, not necessarily in just that traditional meeting sense, but in a way that is you're able to build connections with people, but across long distances. Where we're doing that, and we're helping invigorate Sunrider in that direction.
So basically trying to modernize it is a big thing. But also we bring in our own experiences too. I mean, obviously we just mentioned we all have outside professional experience that we're bringing in. So that's sort of unique.
And it's like, we talk about Sunrider, and Mom and Dad always talk about that journey. Sunrider didn't stop, with Mom and Dad, but we're continuing that journey. We're not staying stagnant, but we're continuing moving forward. And that's kind of how I see it working with us, and the way that we're moving forward with it.
I think it helps a lot that we've been working in the company for a long time already, so it's not like new.
Yeah.
This isn't a new experience, it's just a different role.
Yeah.
So we're all doing different things than we did before, but in a really familiar surrounding. So I think for us, we know the direction we want to go. We know where we want to be in 3 years. We know where we want to be in 5 years, and we're creating the plan to get there. And we've built that plan with our parents' consult. So it's not like we're just, doing whatever we want, whenever we want. But at least we know that all of us are on the same page. We know where we want to be, and we just have to get there.
And even though it's transitioned to a second generation, how often do we talk with our parents?
Every day. I know. We're living with them right now since we're remodeling our house. So, yeah, every day.
Yeah, I know. Dad called me already 3 times this week. So.
And we're on Tuesday.
So, Okay, yeah. So we definitely there's still that definitely connection with that first generation as we're moving forward for sure. So where do we see ourselves in the next 3 years, 5 years?
Well, I think, we're moving our manufacturing plant to Texas.
Texas.
So that's a big move for us.
Yep.
Yeah. We're expanding it a little bit. We're changing it a little bit, making it more modernized. So we want to be able to produce the best products and products that we want to use and that our children want to use. So I think that's a difference, is that with this new manufacturing facility, we'll be able to expand our ideas about what kind of products we can make and the form that they can be made in, because you have to buy specific machinery to make new things. So I think that's a big step for us in that direction. And we're also, in the process of looking at worldwide operations and making sure that each company is able to be true to their own culture, but still be true to Sunrider's brand. So I think that's one thing that we're trying to get is we want everyone to know who Sunrider is and what kind of company we are, and that we really focus on wellness of people, not just the health, but also, the lifestyle, their well-being. So we want to make sure that in the next few years, we're able to project that brand into all of the different markets, and that everyone understands who Sunrider is. Because it's like, people think Sunrider, what is that? Everyone thinks, well, we're like a surfing company or something. They don't know what Sunrider is. So we want people to know what Sunrider is in the next 3 to 5 years. So I think we're just really focusing on our brand and making sure that people know who we are, and that we're able to deliver products and also a good business opportunity for people. I mean, especially during the pandemic, it's really highlighted and put in focus lifestyle and how do you make money? I mean, if you don't have a job, if you can't go to work, how do you make money? And so we kind of had to fast forward, right? Because at first we weren't thinking we'd go this fast, and then we're like, oh, things are happening. We really have to turn it around a little bit quicker.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, so Sunrider, we are a great, create great products, but we also allow people to become independent business owners so they can actually sell products from their home and make money as well. So that's what we're talking about, is that, the gig economy, but now I feel like the gig economy is just amped up. Has become some of people's main incomes, and so and during the pandemic, we've really had to ramp up our opportunity there.
Yeah, our communication and letting people know, you don't have to go to the office, right? You can actually work from home and make a good income. And if you want to partner with someone, you should partner with someone who's been around for 40 years, not someone who's been around for 2 or 3 years. I mean, startups are great. They provide a lot of ingenuity and innovation. But
they're exciting and fun.
They're exciting and fun, but they also go up and down.
Yeah.
It's up and down, up and down. So our company is much more stable. Just to let everyone know, Eric has had a cough because his family had a cold. So he's recovering a cold.
Sorry about that.
I got a raspy voice. I just got done with COVID too. So
Eric didn't have COVID. He just
had a cold.
Yeah.
Yes, people still get sick.
What? How's that possible?
Yeah.
So how about besides, it's easy for us to talk about where we see the company in 3 to 5 years because that's what we're focused on. But how about individually? Where do you see ourselves in 3 to 5 years?
Lots of family vacations.
Family vacations.
That's the most fun time for the family because we don't see each other in person as often as before because you moved. So it's like half the family, more than half the family is gone. So I think lots of family vacations so we can get together and our kids love each other. Cousin time is important.
Yeah. And then Wendy and I will have kids that are in college. Is that crazy? Yeah.
I know, I was thinking
Are you
that.
scared soon?
Yeah.
I am scared. I have a daughter who's learning how to drive. I am totally not confident.
Oh, you'll be fine.
She's good.
No, she's not. Sorry, you will be.
Well, it can't be as bad as this. So,
What are you talking about?
Sunny,
it'll be okay.
Oh my gosh, you scared me so much when you were learning to drive.
One to talk, Reuben. One to talk.
Oh, I was just saying. My issue is I got lost. I got lost. I was just afraid for you to be in the car. We were
You're
just
like
gripping it so
You're
tight.
also like a sleepy driver. That's the problem.
Yeah, so I don't drive at night. I admit that.
Thank you guys for GPS.
It's okay. Mom and Dad, when they got in, Dad just went to sleep while I drove him home. I mean, you got.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
He has a weird ability though. He can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when Mom and we drove back from Utah from college, she said that she would drive half the way, and that meant 30 minutes. Well, I drove like the rest of the 9-hour trip. So, yeah. So more family trips, personally, I mean, do we have any other personal things? I mean, I'm gonna still probably be practicing medicine part-time and doing Sunrider. I have a child going to college and kids in high school and all age ranges, and yeah, I don't know. What about you guys?
I'm looking to some products you're developing that I can't talk about yet.
Oh yes.
And there's lots of stuff in Sunrider that we're excited to
Yeah.
do, especially in the move. So I mean, I don't know what we can and can't talk about. But there's a lot of stuff that.
Yeah, well, they just need to come to the 40th.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
is that
right.
what
We
it
have
is?
our
Anniversary.
40th. Coming up, talking about 40 years, we have our 40th anniversary convention coming up, and it's going to be in Texas. We're moving our manufacturing from California to Texas, and Eric and I have both moved there, and it's going to be a big deal because it'll be the first time in 2 years that we've had.
It'll be a 3 years.
3 years that
Yeah.
we've had an big in-person meeting with not just us, but all of our international affiliates. So,
When people come down, they got to try catching a rodeo.
Kid Rodeo Fort Worth has some fun rodeos, or
A lot of fun
Yeah.
things to do.
yeah, it'll be a good time. September, it'll be still sort of warm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It'll
pretty
be
warm. Yeah, so warm now there. So.
Well, hopefully in the next 3 to 5 years, I'll have lost my COVID weight. It may take a little bit longer than I initially planned, but yeah, gotta get the COVID off.
Yeah.
You gotta make goals. So I'm planning to do triathlons next year because
Nice.
last year all the triathlons we couldn't do it. Now I'm going back to triathlon, and hopefully I get confident enough on the swim part that I don't feel like drowning. So,
Yeah, I sink pretty well.
well, last time I did a triathlon, the happiest moment wasn't finishing the race. It was coming out of the water, saying to myself, "Oh my gosh, I'm going to see my kids."
It feels like you're drowning.
And
right, Kate.
I was.
Katie did a triathlon. She's like, people were kicking her in the face and stuff like that. It's sort of nuts.
I got kicked in the face. I backstroked 2/3 of it. I was freaking out.
He's
So
like, I'm gonna make it.
I made up my time on the bike and run, but it was so this time the goal is don't get kicked in the face, don't panic, and don't die in the swim. So that's the three
I
goals.
think Chelsea would like that.
She's going to do the what's called the sprint triathlon, which is
Sprint
half the length.
Well, Chelsea used to
good.
be a competitive swimmer, so I
Yeah.
think she'll be
Yeah.
okay.
She'll be
all right.
She can rescue you if you get in trouble.
I don't know. I'm twice her size.
All right. So this is a little insight, I guess, into Sunrider and our transition from our first generation, second generation. And I'm really happy that my siblings, we could all get together. Now, we're also not all in California. Johnny, you're in Utah.
I'm in Utah.
And then Sunny and Wendy are in California, and Eric and I are in Texas. So this is a unique opportunity for all of us to get together. So it's nice. We can do it in person instead of on Zoom with little windows. And so I hope that everybody got an interesting insight into how a large company transitions from first to second generation, how families work together in a business, and how some of our visions for Sunrider and in the future and us personally. So I hope that everybody enjoys it, and if you want to follow us, we are on Instagram and on Facebook, and again, you can check out our video on YouTube as well. And these are all under the Sunrider International pages. And hope everybody has a good Christmas. Everybody's safe and healthy. Any last words?
No, I mean,
I'm surprised we made it without it dissolving into giggles.
Yeah, we have a giggle issue.
We have too much history with each other. That's the issue.
Yeah.
That's happened earlier.
Yeah, but just keep your hands to yourself. Totally
See?
fine.
Give your hands to
That
yourself.
sounds like holding my hands here.
Look at that.
Look how well behaved
Yeah.
we are.
I know. We're like in our 40s and we still have to keep our hands to
I'm
ourselves.
in my 40s.
Almost in our 40s.
So you're so close. Don't even.
All right. Okay. Thank you. All right. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.